This is a stick up. Everybody on the ground.
Brother, we're with you. So I started cutting, snap. Started cutting, snap. Put my head out and I started climbing out, not looking. I looked around, they're all there with the shotties. And I'm like, oh no, it's been...
They're waiting for you.
They're waiting, they knew.
Yeah. All right, everyone, we're here with Matty Wheeler. Matty's done a lot of time inside, escape, bank robberies, armed robberies, all that stuff, you know, very well known through the system. He's changed his life. He's moved away from the area and that. And, just another message of like why people change their life and why we change our lives and turn it around and we try and do good things with the community. So, Matty, how are you?
I'm alright, mate. I'm
good
doing
to see
good.
you, brother.
Good to see you too.
Long time.
Very long time. Like, you know, well, that was 20 something years ago.
Yeah.
You know?
Crazy, eh?
Oh, mate.
Matty had one of the best bodies I ever seen in the system.
I did at one stage. Now I'm just flabbed.
I remember the first time I seen you, I thought, fuck, man, I want to get out looking like him, you know? Like, that's sick, yeah.
Yeah, it's all changed. Just due to lifestyle, being outside and looking after kids. And, you know, I've got two special kids.
Yeah. Awesome.
That, one's got cerebral palsy and spina bifida, and she's in a wheelchair. And I've got one with epilepsy, autism, and then I've got 3 others that are okay. So, and it's just, you know, change of lifestyle.
Yeah. No, awesome, bro. Have you got all girls or boys?
No, I've got one girl, she's 4.
Yeah.
I've got a boy, he's 8, he's with autism, epilepsy.
Yeah.
Then I've got a girl, she's 12, going on the 20. As they do, you know how they are. Knows everything, can't be told. And then I've got a 14-year-old boy, who he's good, he goes to school every day, he's a brainiac, he's a computer whiz. And then I've got my 20-year-old daughter with cerebral palsy who's in a wheelchair. So, she's
5.
had a spine removed. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, we got 5. I got 5 girls, but we got 5 girls. Yeah,
it's tough, mate.
Yeah,
it's tough. And you know, it's to change things for the better. Like the things I've done over the years, like started off with shoplifting, then I went from shoplifting to searching back rooms, to popping tills. You know what I mean? To doing safes, to doing break and enters on shops and fucking learning what key was what, and you know, and then going to banks, jumping over counters and taking the money from the banks. And it gets, you know, at the time it's good, but later, 10, 20 years later, you realise it got you nowhere.
Yeah.
It got nowhere. Like, where am I now? You
all
know
that
what I mean?
time you could have used to invest in your future and put you somewhere now.
I've got like 10 years straight for that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I was only 20 years old, brother.
And how long did you do all up?
All up, I've done 14.
14. All right. So where did this all start? Where did you grow up?
I've been to Melbourne as well.
Oh yeah.
I lived in Melbourne, and I've done a bit of time in Melbourne for breaks.
Oh yeah.
Just shopping centres. I was just, you know, sneaking in the food courts at night and getting the safes out of them, and jewellery shops. But I grew up in Penrith, originally Penrith boy. Yeah. I stayed there a long time. That's where it all started. I used to venture out to the city. Then I met the boys in the city, and that's where it started. It started with shoplifting, racking. It was called racking back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. How old were you then?
Oh, mate, I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Heading out there on the train?
Heading out there on the train, you know, wagon school.
Oh, yeah.
Saying I'm at school and I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, and, but that's where it started.
Yeah.
And then you end up venturing, you know, to, other things where it's just, the crime goes up and up and up.
What about addiction? Where did that
addiction come into when I started searching, making money, and I met different people who were making money because they had to feed an addiction. Yeah. And I thought, I'll have a go at that, you know, it doesn't seem too bad. And mate, it destroyed me. It destroyed me life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I love my life now, but I could have been anywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I used to box, I used to play footy, you know, like all that stopped. Yeah. You know, and the addiction just took over everything, as it does. Takes over your personality, and you think that you can't be told. But if someone's telling you to do the right thing and that you're doing the wrong thing, just have a look back. Yeah. Step back and have a look back and think for a while.
Like, why are they saying it? Yeah.
Why are they saying that to me? And if it's people you love, it's only because they want the best for you. Yeah. When people are telling you things that don't love you or aren't in your family, it's usually because they're spiteful or
they don't want the
best for you. Yeah. You know? Yeah. That's the whole issue, brother. Like,
when we were younger, we would have had people telling us, you know, you're doing it wrong, you got to, and we would have thought the same thing that we're telling people now, that we're trying to push now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a circle, you know,
Yeah.
but it's got to break with someone.
But we're not saying it to, put you in the wrong direction. Go the right direction, because it is going nowhere, and money's getting hard to come by.
Yeah.
You know, and things are becoming more expensive. So you do your school, do your tech, do your course, find a trade, find something you're interested. Like my 12-year-old's into nails, and she's got a little nail business going. She's only got like 5 customers, but she makes like probably $250 a week.
Yeah, wow.
You know
for a 12-year-old,
For a 12-year-old, and she does
awesome.
so well.
Yeah,
you know, it's beautiful, and she picked that up herself, but I got all the stuff for her. It cost $100. It was just ridiculous. At first I thought, is this just another phase? You know what I mean? Like a scooter.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was good, because she's a girl, it's nails, and it's always going to be around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so what about the, so did you go to juvenile?
Yeah, I went to juvie. I went to Cobbin, Mount Penang.
Yeah.
That's where I met a lot of the boys from the city, and they were more advanced with their crime, the boys from the city, and that's where I picked up and said, fuck, I'm getting away from Penrith, excuse the language. I'm getting away from Penrith, and I'm going out to the city, and start hanging in with them boys from Glebe and from Redfern, and you know what I mean? Like, I can't mention names, but yeah, and yeah, they'll, at the moment, you know, they're still on the same role, but that's them, this is me, you know?
Yeah.
I chose me, not
like you're going to turn it around,
yeah.
All right, so what about, so you got all the way up to armed robberies, like bank robberies?
Banks, yeah.
So how did that come about, and what was that like for you?
Brother, I was doing jewelry shops before that, and I got pinched for one and done a bit of time over one, and it was just, I was thinking, fuck, I gotta go sell the stuff, and then I might as well go straight for the money.
Yeah.
You know, and I ended up going to the banks and getting them, so going straight for the money, and I went down for 7, and 7 banks, 7 robberies. At the time, there was an operation called Bagnara. A lot of the Fijian Bulla boys, they were caught in that net too, with them coppers. They were a ruthless squad, and they took everything. You know what I mean? They took houses off us, cars, like, all cleaning up.
Yeah.
Well, literally cleaning up, getting hundreds of thousands, you know?
Yeah.
And at that age, I had an addiction as well, cocaine and heroin, and I just kept it going, you know? And it just wasn't right.
It is hard when you're young, like, just
I had
as a man trying to control your emotions.
Yep.
Like, we don't learn that shit in school. We don't learn, like, there's no one that teaches us that shit, you know?
There was no one to talk to, so if you got someone to talk to them, man. Like, it's good to talk. Yeah. You know, don't worry about being embarrassed that's what my problem was. I was embarrassed to talk. Like, don't worry about being embarrassed. They're not judging you. They're trying to help you.
You realise even if you do get embarrassed, you standing on your own feet and you doing something different from other people is really being a man. Yeah. You know what I mean? It takes more balls than to follow the crowd and do what they're doing.
Yep. It's easy to follow a crowd, but to run by yourself, that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's 100%. The mission you want to do, you know?
Right. And you had an escape in jail. Yeah. Interesting. A lot of people know about that from inside.
Yeah, I planned it because I just got pinched on the 7 banks. I knew I was looking at double figures, and I was actually, things just happened. Luckily, I was in the pod and there was a wheelbarrow and it had a hacksaw blade hanging out of it, and I quickly sniped it, snapped it up and broke it and stashed it. They looked for it for fucking days. They couldn't find it. It was put away in a safe. If you know what I'm talking about.
The jail safe.
Just quietly. Anyway, and then, what the go was, for a handcuff key, the fire hydrants used to have a little yellow tag on them, and the Whiteox packets had the template on it. And the Whiteox packet, the W upside down, was the template for the handcuff key. Oh, yeah. Believe it or not. Yeah. So you trace it out of the template off the fire hydrant and cut it with nail clippers and whoosh guard. It'd work. Usually you'd have to jiggle it a bit, but it works straight away, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I had the template, I had that cut out, I had the hacksaw blade, and I had a can opener, which I pulled apart, And, it was one of these ones. So they were hard to find, and I found one at Silverwater, believe it or not. So it was someone that come from a camp or somewhere. I pulled it apart and they said, Wheelie, you're on escort to Bathurst. And I was like, sweet, plenty of time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Plenty of time. Freeway. I'm out, you know? And, the boys that were on the truck with me, I had 2 Islanders with me. And another bloke. And, I was very lucky because they were strong. And, I safed it, you know, and, when they would search me, I was lifting my feet up. It kept sliding out.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, trying to clench the door of the safe.
Yeah.
But the door just kept popping open.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And I'm trying to quickly show my feet. He's going, slow your feet down, mate. Anyway, I got to it. I got through it. I got on the truck and we're driving. I said, boys, it's your lucky day. And I pulled it out and they're like, what the fuck's this shit? And I unwrapped it because it was in a bread bag and a condom. And, I put it all together and I popped the pot rivet out with, a bit of the can opener and, started cutting it with the can opener and then got the hacksaw blade and cut because it was really soft, the roof.
So this is while he's inside the truck.
This is while I'm inside the truck.
On
the
escort,
truck, it was really soft. The roofs were really soft back then. And, I cut it and then I didn't know. Then there was bars and I was like, fuck. But I had 2 Islanders with me and they were big boys. And I said, boys, if I get a cut on this, can you snap them? They said, 100%, brother, we're with you. So I started cutting, snap. Started cutting, snap. Well, there must have been a sensor or something in the roof. They didn't bring it out in court. Anyway, I punched in the outside layer of the roof. It wasn't metal. It was like a plastic shit. And I just kept punching it and I punched a hole through it. And then I got the Islanders to do the rest of the work. And, which they were great guys. They helped out immensely, you know. And, they got the hole and, we ended up pulling up in Penrith somewhere and I stuck my head out, had a look. I said, right, next traffic lights, we're out, boys. And, we got to down High Street, Penrith, because I know where I am. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is easy peasy, Japanesey. When stopped at the time and I put my head out and I started climbing out, not looking. I looked around, they're all there with the shotties. And I'm like, oh no, it's been
They're waiting for you.
They're waiting, they knew. Yeah. And it come undone. And I copped the flog and got sent to fucking, Segro at Bathurst. Then I got put in it used to be called the HSU at Goulburn.
High security
unit. Not the Supermax wasn't heard of. It was heard of, but it wasn't built. And they put me on an A1 program. What you do for 12 to 18 months. And that's where I met John Phillip.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely bloke.
Yeah.
I stayed in the HSU for a couple of months and then they moved me down to the MPU, which is Segro. And I stayed there for a bit and, I was there for 18 months, nearly 2 years all up. And I ended up bunging it on that I was nuts. I just wanted out of there, mate. You know what I mean? It was hard. It was hard jail back then.
Yeah.
No TV, you know, they were taking me mattress, playing games, and I had enough, you know. There were some big names down there at the time. And, they said, it's right, Matty, settle down. But I couldn't tell no one that I'm bunging it on, it's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get out of there, they ended up sending me to Long Bay D-Ward, it was called. And that was the, like where the nut jobs go, where if you're not well, I shouldn't say nut job, but it's mental health. Yeah. So if you got mental health issues, you go there and, they sorted me out, put me on medication, slowly integrated me back through the prison and the escape sort of faded away from me, you know?
Yeah.
And, then I moved on with me jail, yeah.
Did you get sentenced for that?
I got sentenced. I pled not guilty in the end.
Yeah.
And the boys all pled guilty and come to court and give evidence for me and say he had nothing to do with it. Because I was looking at the longest, they were all looking at shit. They said, we'll take the rap, Matty. We'll say we done it. You sat there. You know what I mean? And I said, all right, sweet. So I sat there and, I said, look, I had nothing to do with it. I seen it. I just shut my eyes and that's it. That's all I said.
Yeah.
And, the boys said, look, we've done it all. He had nothing to do with it. The jury found that too hard to believe because of what the police said and because they couldn't bring up what I was pinched on also, but they had an idea that I was looking at a long stretch, you know, the way the prosecutor worded it. Yeah. And, I ended up get found guilty on it. And, I was an E1. So Yeah, and still today, if I go to jail, I've been out 4 years now.
Yeah.
I was an E2 4 years ago still.
Oh, so you're still at
Yeah, I'm still an E+.
So that means escapee. So you can't go to minimum security and stuff like that?
I never ever got to go to a camp. All the 14 years I've done. Even when I went to Melbourne and done jail in Melbourne, which was 2 or 3 times, 6 months here, 9 months, things like that. I was an E there. It followed me, so, which it shouldn't have, but I stuffed up and said, I'd done jail in New South.
Yeah. And so did your kids, were they born down Penrith and stuff?
Yeah.
And then you moved them up here, you decided?
We moved, we were living in Narrandera, and one was born there, 1 or 2 were born there, and then we moved to Melbourne. From Narrandera, which is the bush, because that's where my partner was from. And a couple were born in Melbourne, and then we come here, and then the rest were born here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so,
you really got to get out of the area.
We wanted to get away from everything. If you want to change, get away from where it's all happened, and just start again. It's not hard. Look, the first day, the first weeks, first months, they're hard. All right? But there is help out there. Use it.
Yeah. Especially with the internet these days.
The internet, you can find everything, Nath. You know
can
yourself.
Make friends like that.
And you'll make, and the people that are out to help you only tell them what you want them to know.
Yeah.
They only know what you tell them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't know anything else but what you tell them. Yeah. So you tell them what you want them to know and what you want help with, and you'll get it. And, just don't give up on yourself. Just keep going.
I found that too. I look at a lot of the older boys and I thought, fuck, am I going to be here in 10 years looking at someone younger thinking, don't do this? Because I know when I was in my 20s, I'd look at boys in their 30s and I'd be like, fuck, you're still here?
Yeah.
But then I was in my 30s looking at boys in their 20s and I'm like, fuck, then I'm looking at boys older.
Yeah.
I'm like, you boys don't do it and I don't want to be there, So I'm at this point where I'm like, fuck, if I don't change, this is my life. This is one chance I fucking got, I ever fucking have a go. And you know what I mean? Fuck it. I got nothing to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going to jail and that, there's nothing, you don't get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
You get out. Yeah. Anyone that gets out, bro, the next week you're not sitting there going, fuck, what are they doing? Let's ring them. No one gives a fuck.
No one gives
Once
you're out, you've forgotten about it after a week.
Whatever's happening in jail is in jail because you don't want to think about the outside world in there. So you get forgotten like that. And same as
mate.
When you go in. People forget about you.
People will forget about you.
And it's not their responsibility to think about you or remember you.
Yeah. You made the mistake. You put yourself there. So, you know what I mean? Don't rely on everyone else outside to come to the party that, he's got to do this, he's got to do that for me because you made the consequence of doing what you done, as bad as it sounds, but if you want to roll that way, roll that way. But don't expect everyone to help you out when you're there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And then when you get out
when you get out with nothing, you're basically on your own. I was lucky my wife stuck by me all the time. Yeah. I was very lucky with her. It was very rare. Yeah. And today she's still there and we've gone through heaps. Yeah. You know what I mean? We have gone through so much. But I think with my daughter in the wheelchair with cerebral palsy, I think she had a lot to do with me staying out as well because she had her spine removed.
She needs me.
And she needed me, you know what I mean? And now my young fella with the epilepsy, it's just insane. It's insane, mate. It's just... Oh, mate, he's crazy. He runs crazy, But we love them just the same as if they weren't, you know?
100%.
But family are a thing that you want to try to keep close to. Yeah. If you haven't, you can always build your own.
Yeah. And if you think you love the boys, you want to do shit for the boys, wait till you have a family. Yeah. That shit is next level on the boys. Yeah. There's nothing that's going to be better than a family. No boys, no, not even your own family you grew up with. When you have your own kids and build your own and they're yours, you know what I mean? They are you. It's fucking crazy. But there's nothing yet.
And I'll tell you something. Last 4 years ago when I was at Goulburn, I got stabbed in the head. They put me in the Islander yard. And I was mistakenly got. Yeah. They thought I was someone else.
Which happens a lot in there.
And they got me here. Across there.
I can see it, yeah.
It was in the shower, of course, no cameras and that. Yeah. No one went down, no. But I come out trying to have a go, and you know what I mean? I'm not a mad cunt. I can't fight 10 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they've told me, go to the gate, brother. Just go to the gate, please.
Yeah.
And I started walking, but I passed out. I woke up in Canberra Hospital, and apparently I was airlifted. And when I come back 2 weeks later, they put me in the same wing, but locked me down and classoed me to Lithgow. And the boys come and apologise. I said, what the fuck's that going, what's going on?
Yeah.
I've never done nothing wrong by no one.
Yeah.
And they said, brother, you were the wrong person
Yeah.
at the wrong time. You know what I mean? We heard that there was a Mac coming. Who they thought I was, I can't say.
Yeah.
But he's a high profile, and there was a lot of gang stuff going on at the time, and they thought I was him. And sort of, you know how it is, Nath. It's get got or you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was got before I could get them.
Yeah.
And that's how they played it.
Yeah.
You know?
And that would have been in their head, yeah.
And that was in their head. This cunt's going to get us when he gets out of the shower. He's just getting ready, you know?
There's no time to verify.
So there was no time. There was no time to come and say, what's your last name? You know, like, yeah. So that's what happened. And that's played a big part not going back too, you know, because it could have killed me. It was inches from my brain, you know?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
And, yeah, so that had a big role. Things when like that happen to you, it's just, you know, like, yeah. So I ended up at Lithgow, and Lithgow was great. I loved Lithgow. I can't remember. I was in one yard, and we worked at textiles, and it was excellent.
Yeah.
And the boys there already knew about it, and they clapped me.
Yeah.
Like, they went, good on you, brother. Like, you know, like.
I think there's two. Like, after you got stabbed, you obviously thought, I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
There's a different mentality in your head when you know, like, you've been stabbed, but you know, once you're out that door, you're never going to be back here, you know? So it's a different, like, it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's
totally
already like
different.
you're out the door. You just know, like, you know, this is the end. Do what you want. Like,
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. It's good that you've turned it around.
I've
You know what I mean?
turned it
Like,
around,
you're very well known in the system. Like, obviously, a lot of boys from jail would know Matty, 100%. The stories, the whole can opener with the escape, the armed robberies, the bank robberies, the physique, the physique back in the day.
It was the physique.
Yeah,
it was the physique. I used to train hard,
yeah.
sprints,
boxing, he could box good.
and
like,
anyone that's doing that, you know, keep it going, boys. You know, just keep it.
Your
Stay in the
health,
saddle, and it helps with your mental, you know, your prerogative, like, and your outlook on life. Like, you'll do well, you'll succeed. Like, and now I've converted to Islam, you know, like, you know, which is another thing,
that's helped,
which has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And, because it's not based on praying all the time and all that. It's based on life and the way you look at things and, the way you look at yourself.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the thing. I took a big step back and looked at myself. My brother died. I can mention his name. A lot of people know him, Rooster.
Yeah.
He died, and me and his brother washed his body. Like, it was very confronting. And when he died with one finger pointing, the right finger. And, that was stiffened when I was trying to.
Yeah, wow.
And I said, what's going on there? And that's, Allah Akbar, like one God, you know, one God. So he died in prostration where he was on his knees and he had his full gown on, and all credit to his brother, like putting him in the hole. I helped as much as I could put him in the hole, but his brother went through so much.
Yeah, wow.
And
shout out to Dylan. Dylan's a legend.
Shout out to Dylan. And, I'd like to make a shout out to the boys at Penrith, Ali and Mahaz, the two Muslim boys. They do a lot of charity work. They're at Penrith Station. They give out free meals. They offer, accommodation. They offer so much. If you ever get stuck, go to Penrith Station on a Sunday. They do a thing called Dawah, and, just preach out. They'll help you, whether you're Muslim or not. You know, they won't try to convert you or do all this. They'll just help you, brother. Yeah. You know,
that's
so.
it, eh? And that's what it's about, eh?
Yeah. That's what it's about. Helping each other and getting each other through the struggles, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and like, I have my beliefs and other people have their beliefs, but I think, like, people always tell me, like, trying to talk about religion, but I say I don't, because each religion. At the basis of it is to help others and be kind to others. And, you know, I support anyone that if that's how they're going to believe, then that's how you're going to believe, you know, like, And I've been through a lot of different religions in my life, and I've got friends from all different religions, but when they truly believe, it's always a peaceful thing, you know, and the world can exist good like that.
Like our house now is even my partner, because she went away for 6 weeks and come back, and she said the house is a totally different feeling. Like there's this inner peace over the house, and that's me praying.
Having good
3
energy,
to 5 times a day.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't get the 5 in sometimes.
Yeah.
But I do my best. It's just sometimes I'm that exhausted and, you know, which isn't an excuse. Praise to Allah, our creator, you know, our, you know, giver, our taker, you know, like I just get too worn out. That's what it comes down to. You know, with the kids, like wheelchair this, and then my boy's done this. He strips off a lot, and so so I'm always chasing him around.
Yeah.
But meeting up with Nath, you know, and seeing Nath, I used to watch him a lot before I actually got hold of him. And I just thought, wow, he's doing so well. That's so good, you know, because there's no one out there that I see doing it.
Yeah.
I see everyone in, out, out. It's just a revolving door. That's all it ends up being.
Yeah.
You know, and these days, the technology they got, you're going to get pinched. You might get pinched today, but next week you're going to get pinched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even you glove up, belly up.
I can trace DNA. Like you could drop a bit of sweat, an eyelash, like.
And biometrics. The biometrics they got.
The gait in your walk, your walk gait.
Yeah. And they've got the height, that level, your ear to your jaw, your nose to your jaw. Shit, there's that biometrics. It's just crazy.
And all your fried friends that are going to tell on you.
That's right. You're going to get people telling on you that just think they're not, but they are. You know, so, and that ice thing, that is a family wrecker and a soul invader. Yeah, 100%, that's what I call it. You know, so stay away from it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, legend, brother. Much respect, bro. Much appreciated.
Respect to you too.
Good on you for turning it all around.
Nice.
This can go now.